Hey, congratulations for taking the first step to solving your slow money blues. My name is Doug, retired U.S. Marine and two-time combat veteran turned entrepreneur at your service. Today's episode is Sell It Sammy. Hey guys, I know I've been away for a couple of weeks. Had to go and celebrate some big milestone events. And I tell you, I had a boatload of fun just hanging out with my sweetie pie. I love her to life. You know who you are, my baby Montez. So went down and watched a great centennial game between two very prominent HBCUs. And then we took some time out to celebrate our mom. Mom, if you ever listen and watch this podcast, you know that we had an awesome time. We did the turn up. It was epic. Had a lot of fun. Was able to shower mom with flowers and a boatload of love with all of her family and friends. And big shout out to Karen. You put on an epic event. And also to my niece Portia, you know that you rocked that cake. The cake was so awesome. I didn't even believe it should be cut. But I'm telling you, I'm glad we did because that cake was delicious. So let's hop into today's show. So if you have any questions, like always, just go. You can obviously go to our social media everywhere at Slow Money Blues and use hashtag Slow Money Blues to submit that question on IG, Facebook, and or Twitter. And today we're going to be talking about something that is near and dear probably to everybody's heart, particularly if you're an entrepreneur, solopreneur, or dadpreneur, and that's how to sell anything, anywhere, at any time. So you want to definitely stay tuned into this episode today. Now, you know, although I've been going away for a couple of weeks, I still have those three questions that I always ask. And the question is this. Did you do your homework? I hope you did. I hope you did your homework. I hope you did. If you do your homework, I promise you, you are going to get better. And when you don't do your homework, well, guess what? You're not going to get better. So the last episode, 410, the homework was tell three friends about one of your quirks. Remember, it's all about quirky Quentin. So you were supposed to tell three friends about one of your quirks. You may have many quirks, but you're supposed to tell them only about one. And also, question number 2, did you say your morning mantra? If you did not, it is your opportunity to say it with Doug today. So I, state your full name, take 100% responsibility and accountability for my decisions and actions. I refuse to blame others. If I don't, I give away all of my power, authority, and promises given to me by God. That always gets me wired up, fired up, and ready to go because the things that I'm in control of, I'm in control of, and the things that I'm not in control of, I'm not in control of. But I am absolutely, positively in control of every decision and every action that I make. And then lastly, did you listen to Monday Sneak Peek Preview? If you did, well, guess what? You are already winning and you're ahead of the game. Well, let's talk about our sponsors. As always, a big shout out and big love to Linky.com. That's LIINKY.com and BigNetDomain.com. They have been riding with us for a very long time. We're still in the process of actually overhauling our site, but they are hanging with us and rocking with us anyway. So listen, if you're a mompreneur, a dadpreneur, solopreneur, or a side hustler, go and claim your free link today over at Linky.com. No credit card required. There's a free 7-day trial offer. Just sign up and get moving and grooving. And if you want to see what it looks like, go to Linky.com. That's LIINKY.com/slow money blues. And you can check out how we utilize the platform to get our word out. Product, service, promotions, and some freebies, contests, and all types of good things. So you can go to Linky.com/slow money blues. Now, BigNetDomain.com, where the net just got bigger. Hey, listen, if you need anything as it relates to web design, or if you need a template, or if you need to do hosting, or you need some certificates, or if you need SEO, email marketing, email, or e-commerce, go to BigNetDomain.com, where they say the net just got bigger. Use promo code BIGNET, and you receive a 10% savings at checkout. Also, they're running this like all the time deal. You have to take advantage of it. If you are going to purchase a domain from them, and I highly encourage you to do it, you will get free hosting for 1 year. And that also includes a certificate for 1 year. So take full advantage of that. Now, what is today's poll question? Well, I'm glad you asked, because today's poll question is, are you a natural salesperson? Man, yes, no, maybe, depends, sometimes. Well, that's what we're going to be talking about today. What are the things we're talking about today? We're talking about, well, how to sell anything, anywhere, at any time. So it was widely known that most people don't like selling. And when I say most people, I'm referring to like only 5% of the world's population loves selling. The other 95% don't, because chances are they feel like they're going to be rejected. And that's not the case if you're actually solving problems. But then there was little old Sammy. So from the time Sammy could talk, he loved selling. The first thing Sammy ever sold was lemonade. Then he sold newspapers. And then, of course, he graduated to selling cars. Well, guess what? Sammy was so good, he sold himself. Let's get personal. If you have a great product or service or idea and don't like selling, well, chances are you need a Sammy in your life. But this is the key to selling, is to know when to buy. Sounds a little confusing, right? Well, sometimes you don't have to do everything and all things to sell anything, anywhere, anytime. So how do you sell anything, anywhere, anytime? First, you need an absolute hungry audience. You say, well, Doug, what does that have to do with anything when it comes to selling anything, anywhere, at any time? See, a hungry audience is going to always purchase your solution if it is the right solution. So I guess the real thing is, where do you find a hungry audience? Well, they're all over the place. And so some of the ways that you can find a hungry audience is just simply to ask questions. And people always need solutions. And when you ask questions, chances are they will give you the solution. And you may ask a question like, so what is the number one problem in your business right now? And they may tell you. And then they say, you probably ask them this question, well, how can I help you solve it? Do you know the one thing that people are always hungry for? I cannot make this up. It sells better than water. It sells better than crypto. It sells better than oil. It sells faster than gas. It sells better than gold, silver, and diamonds, rubies, and pearls. It's called information. People pay for information every day. And sometimes the information is how to do something. And how do we know if this is true? I think it's so true that I guarantee if you Google how to, something will come up, right? But it's just information, how to do whatever. In fact, if you have a vehicle and if you've had any issues with your vehicle, or maybe you're just trying to do something with your vehicle, as simple as change a battery or change spark plugs, or maybe change out the radio, if you go in and type how to change whatever or how to do XYZ 1, 2, 3 and on YouTube or Google, it's going to pull up a video for it. This is information. And so a lot of people have figured out how to monetize that. Just they identify the audience. Oh, a lot of people have a problem doing this. And then they say, well, how many people? Well, it's a lot. And you know that it's a lot of people when a lot of people tune in to learn how to do it. Because if you have a YouTube channel, you can see how many people subscribe, how many people review it, how many people actually engage it. Pretty amazing, right? So you need a hungry audience. How to sell anything, anywhere, anytime. That's what we're talking about today. And of course, it was Sell It Sammy who was the star of the show, right? Because Sammy could sell anything. So you need a hungry audience. In fact, I shared with you that my wife and I actually attended a HBCU classic that's been going on for I can't believe it, for an entire century. And what I noticed is that as soon as we walked into the Panther Stadium in Charlotte, North Carolina, guess what I noticed? I noticed that there were vendors everywhere. I'm not kidding. They were selling all types of stuff. They were selling beer. They were selling cocktails. They were selling pizza. They were selling chicken. They were selling hot dogs. They were selling popcorn. They were selling everything because they literally had a hungry and thirsty audience. Can't make this up. And oh, by the way, the game was spectacular. It was awesome. Big shout out to all of the various sponsors and for just for Duke Mayonnaise giving so much love back to the various HBCUs. Now, what is number 2? How to sell anything, anywhere, anytime? You need an irresistible offer. It's got to be so compelling that people can't say no to your offer. You know the one offer that people cannot say no to? And it's the most powerful word in marketing. It's not buy one, get one free BOGO. It's not that. But there is a powerful word in there, free. So if you can make a free offer, which is an irresistible offer to a hungry audience, man, you are going to be winning all day. For example, buy 2 pizzas, get one free. Buy 2 hot dogs, get one free. Buy 2 hot dogs and get a free drink. Do you get where I'm going with this? Buy 1 pair of shoes, get 1 pair of shoes free. The word free is so powerful as it relates to selling anything, anywhere, anytime. I cannot make this up. An irresistible offer is, like I said, something that no one can say no to. Listen, I believe, without doing any research, but observing with my eyeballs, which is kind of research. You heard this little chicken place called Chick-fil-A. I can almost assure you, at lunchtime, anywhere in America, so whether you're on East Coast or on the West Coast, or you're on Mountain Time or you're on Central Time, I promise you that at lunchtime at every Chick-fil-A, they always have a line. Man, I'm telling you, they have a hungry audience and they have an irresistible offer. And that irresistible offer is that delicious chicken that they make. I don't care if they put it on a sandwich, or if they put it on nuggets, or if they put it in a bowl, that chicken or a wrap, that chicken is delicious. That's what we call an irresistible offer. You can't make it up. And they have a hungry audience, literally a hungry audience that wants their every day at lunchtime at a Chick-fil-A in America. People are lined up through the drive-through, going into the places now. Since we're on the other side of COVID-19, people want that chicken. That's an irresistible offer, man. So how to sell anything, anywhere, at any time. And you can only get that chicken 6 days a week, not 7 days a week. What's the last thing on how to sell anything, anywhere, anytime? You need a world-class delivery system. So I'm going to digress just a little bit and kind of back up into the pandemic. During the pandemic, we found a lot of things out, right? We found out that, guess what? Maybe our supply chain isn't as robust as we thought it would be. When I say we, I'm talking about the global economy at large. I'm not talking about, just big corporations, small corporations, or medium corporations, or small business owners, or pop-up shops, or mom and dad shops. No, I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about everyone. You need a world-class delivery system. And part of having a world-class delivery system is being able to anticipate when we're going to have some major interruption and disruption like a pandemic. Now, if you have been watching over the last 24 months, during the pandemic and in the pandemic and through the pandemic, so many businesses have retooled how they deliver their product, service, or good to hungry consumers. If you go probably now and look at almost most McDonald's, they have totally retooled. They may have only 2 people back there. They have put in so much automation that it takes probably 2 people to run a McDonald's. Literally, when you come in now, you don't even have to talk to a person, at least where I live. You don't have to even talk to a person if you don't want to. You just go up in and punch in your order, and boom, you pay for it right there, and they call you up when your order is ready. That is absolutely, so you need a world-class delivery system, and that's just one. Pre-pandemic, Walmart has these little small green stores where they don't have any cashiers. You can just go in and do a self-checkout. You see this being implemented in the larger Walmarts, and you just have one person overseeing 6, 8 to 10 machines. And you need to have a world-class delivery system because, listen, when you have a hungry audience and you have an irresistible offer, the one thing they don't want to do is they don't want to wait. They want their stuff like when you put popcorn in a microwave and it pops in mere seconds and it comes out hot and fresh and buttery and salty and they can eat it. That's what consumers want. And if you can't do that, guess what? You're going to be left behind. You're going to be left out. You're going to be left back. And I know you don't want to do that. So what is our takeaway for today? Even though we're talking about selling, buying is equally powerful because there is always a solution for selling. So takeaway, buying is equally powerful because there is always a solution for sale. Now, so if we look at, like, for example, just a little bonus here. If you look at like a Chick-fil-A or like look at a McDonald's, these people, although these corporations, which are ran by people, they were able to pivot fairly quickly, right? It's almost like they had like a, they had like a crisis management plan in case of a pandemic. They say this is how we're going to pivot. But sometimes because there is something like a pandemic, right, a major disruption, it forces you to start thinking and figuring out how you can, guess what, pivot real quick and then still take advantage of a tremendous opportunity. So don't forget that takeaway. Buying is equally powerful because there's always a solution for sale. And as I said, sometimes even if you're not the greatest salesperson, you don't have to be, because you can always go and hire a company or an individual to actually market and sell your product for you. So what is your homework for this week? Well, that's also a great question. I want you to, once again, go back and read the book that I always talk about. And it sits literally, listen, this book sits on it doesn't just sit here. I've read this book and I've actually implemented and still continue to implement these great ideas in here. I want you to read Think and Grow Rich by Napoleon Hill. It is an absolute treasure. And don't just read it, do it. But the main part in the entire book is Think and Grow Rich by Napoleon Hill. So what did we talk about today? That's a great question. We talked about how to sell anything, anywhere, and anytime. And what do you need to do to sell anything, anywhere, anytime? 1, you need a hungry audience. 2, you need an irresistible offer. And 3, you need a world-class delivery system. Man, can't you tell that I've actually missed talking to you guys for so long? Once again, big shout out also to our fans and audience over in France. Well, this absolutely concludes another awesome show. I want you to tell anyone suffering from slow money blues to tune in each Tuesday from 9:30 to 10 a.m. I want you to follow, like, and share Slow Money Blues on social media, and also join our private Facebook group. Until next time, I want you to continue to build, launch, and grow your own personal freedom success system. I won't see you at the top, as Big Brother Myron says, but I will see you over the top. And if you stayed to the end of the show, why don't you give yourself a round of applause? And it's definitely worthy of a cheer. And if you learned something, you had an aha moment, you can gasp. And sometimes life is short, and it's really not. You can go ahead and laugh at yourself. My name is Doug, and I will see you next week. Bye.